Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the real well, teach well. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's out here pushing this truth in our honesty and sincerity across four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is the brother Yoramla coming at you with a quick video through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing to be edifying. But as you can see what's going on in the news, all right, according to prophecy, all right, Trump, the last Trump, through the spirit, all right, he's going to be that man to get this third woe pushing, man. All right, Narrow 47, man. He the man to get the plan done, all right, for these elites, for these small heads, for these tiny tots, man. All right. So the third woe is getting that much more closer. All right, by them trying to come against, all right, and mess with Iran. All right, by the way of taking out their leaders, trying to establish a puppet leader. All right, so you can seize control of that oil, because that's a major, all right, playing field. All right, China, which is a large economy, a booming economy, or a superpower nation, they deal with, Iran, as also many other nations, all right, dealing with that oil. All right, it's probably billions, if not trillions, of dollars worth of oil. All right, but Iran ain't playing with them, man. They on defense and they fighting back. All right, they hitting certain military outposts around the area. All right, so they showing America and the world that, hey, they will defend themselves. They not fucking around. They not gonna be bullied. All right, and this gonna further escalate. For Ezekiel 38, for Russia to get in and certain big powers to get in this thing. All right, to where the third woe gonna be enacted. All right, but it's Joel chapter 3 verse 9 says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, that all the men of war draw near, let them come up." So, hey, man, the nations, the heathens about to prepare for war. All right, this is not our fight, man, even though they're going to draft and send a lot of Jake in the military over there in their land, but they're going to go there to die, man. All right. Verse 10, beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears, that the weak say I am strong. So the weak saying they strong now. Iran, or certain Islamic countries, they're going to end up banding together. All right, the Persians, all right, you're going to have Russia, China, come in and help. So, hey, man, they're about to beat their plowshares and the swords, man. The weak, they're about to say they're strong, man. All right, so these nations that America and Israel, the tiny tots who they bullying, they going to show them, hey, man, we sick of this and we going to defend ourselves, man. Because that's what they're doing, man. They trying to bully and bogart and take over their region. But they not going, man. All right. But Slakia. And I wanted to hint on or bring out this real quick. Oh, Slakia. Bring out this real quick, because I was thinking, because we already got the everything laid out for us. Prophecy is already being revealed. All right, we don't know exactly how things going to line up, because I was thinking, through this third woe, this would be a good opportunity for them to set up the digital system and bring out the MOT to the B, because we know that this war is going to take out a huge population or a huge percentage of men throughout the whole earth. All right, but which it can very well happen in simultaneously. So like it can simultaneously happen, all right, while the build-up of WW3, and they'll roll this system out because they already have it. All right, but I was thinking like it would be a good way, thinking strategically how this devil could do it. All right, by the way of all these bodies dropping, so he'll be like, oh, we gotta establish a new system. It's too many people. All right, these economies of the world is so messed up because there's not enough people to keep the economy booming. So, I was just thinking of a way they could do it, because there's many different ways they can do it. All right, but we know according to prophecy, you know, they are simultaneously with one another, the MOT to the B and the third woe. But we know, but once the MOT to the B come, all right, and be presented, and the whole world be tempted to take it, all right, well, Esau will lay this option out for the people. All right, and if you don't, you're gonna be excommunicated from society, or, you know, put down, deleted. All right, so it can happen simultaneously. But we know once this thing come upon the whole earth, then the end is going to come by the way of they're going to just end WW3, which is not really deemed that, but that will be deemed by the way of the scriptures by being the third woe. But it's not deemed that now, or, you know, people speculate, but, you know, it wouldn't be deemed that till afterwards. But nonetheless, you know, it's going to turn to a world war, because major superpowers going to be involved, and the whole world going to come in once again, just like into World War I and World War II. All right. But we know that once the MOT to the B be presented to the world, all right, Revelation 13, all right, and 16, all right, we know that no missiles going to fly, and it's going to conclude, all right, the war, and it's going to conclude the end of Esau. All right, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world to come. So Esau's world going to be wiped away as a dream. All right, we're going to begin to live, you know, the life, you know, that we couldn't even dreamed of. All right. So this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 3 says, "And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth." All right. So, you know, the 2 witnesses, all right, are, you know, the northern and the southern kingdom. But said we'll prophesy, you know, 2,000, basically 1,260 days, you know, which, you know, we kind of equated in the years, all right, you know, but it's just that 260, you know, cause we're coming up on a 250th year mark of America, so to say. All right, you know, the average lifespan of empire doesn't exceed 250. All right, it's just that 260 stuck out, you know. So basically, you know, and what we are ultimately witnesses of is the witness of this devil coming into power, and the tyranny and hell he brought upon the earth. All right, we was here to witness, all right, America's inception, you know, because our people been catching hell ever since the inception of this place. All right, when Cristobal Colon came in, took over the Taino and Arawak Indian tribes, our northern kingdom on the islands. All right, and when the Europeans came and started, you know, jacking up Gad, you know, the Native Americans, man. So our people catching hell, and then the Atlantic slave trade, you know, they brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi over here, all right, to the Americas, all right, through the slave trade, you know. So we've been getting jacked up since the inception, but now we witnessing the end of this thing. You know, we are pressed together over here, and now you got this devil, you know, they're trying to take out cartel, which they evil and wicked anyway. But you know, Esau gonna use this as a ploy, all right, to furthermore to bring Jacob's trouble onto the tribes. I got ICE out here, all right, but it's at 260, man. You know, we know this is a time frame, man. So it's kind of lining up and making sense the further, you know, these prophecies come out and things be revealed. All right, but you know, we're nearing the end. All right, so you know, we out here prophesying, all right, until our Lord Yahweh Shai come and redeem us. So that's our main job right now, is to prophesy, man. But you know, these remaining prophecies are getting louder and louder. All right, so hey, man, you know, we're almost about to get up out of here, man. All right, just gotta continue to do what we do, man. All right, and keep on, you know, enduring, and Lord willing, we endure to the end, and we may receive salvation. All right, so with that being said, Shalom.